Hey there, boys and girls, and welcome to episode 260 of Sonic Boom TV. Been away a little while. I've been sick. If you saw my last video, you know I was sick. But I've been coughing so much that I didn't feel like doing any videos, even though I had a few that I needed to do as far as new stuff. And then I had some ideas on stuff that I wanted to try, and I didn't do them because I was coughing so much. I may still cough in this video, but it's not as nearly as bad as it was. I can breathe and everything mostly. I just wanted to do this video. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning on, I guess it's Monday now. But I went to Euclid Records on Saturday. It was kind of weird because I really didn't have the money to go to a record store, but I had some stuff that I wanted to attempt to trade in. So I had, and some of the stuff you've seen on here, some of that, some records that I got for free that I didn't really want, hip hop stuff, and then a couple other things. They had like 5 records. They were all sealed. One of them was a three record set, which I almost kept. It was the Women of Def Jam, I think, something like that. But when I got it, it wasn't really the women's singing so much. It was like mixed with men, and I don't know, it just didn't seem right. It was hip-hop, so I probably really wouldn't have been into it anyway. So anyway, I went over to Euclid. I figured that I had about 40 bucks to spend, of my own money, and I needed to get some bags, sleeves for outer sleeves, and this is the kind I usually get. It's sound sleeves, 100 record album sleeves, clear, 12 by 3/4, excuse me, by 12 by 3/4, 3 mil thick. They had some 2 mil bags that are like $6 cheaper, but these are the ones I like. They're big enough. They fit almost anything, even up to like a triple LP. They usually fit pretty good. So these are the ones I wanted. And I wanted to get 2 bags of these because I have about 100 records that needed to be sleeved, because a friend of mine gave me a small collection that had about 55 records in it, and I'm going to do a video about that probably tomorrow, not after this one, because I'm going to bed after this. But anyway, so I got 2 bags of these. That was going to be 40 bucks, and I wasn't going to be able to get anything. But I had these trade-in, and I was assuming the trade-in would get me maybe 30 or 40 bucks, because, they weren't anything great, as far as what I had to trade in. But he looked at them, and his first words out of his mouth was 80 bucks. And I'm like, all right, that's way more than I thought. So then I was like, okay, so now I got my 40 bucks to buy the bag, and I got 80 bucks to spend in the store. What I'm going to do. So I looked around. I looked in their new, the stuff that he just got in new releases, and when their new release thing is kind of like used stuff and brand new records. Like on one side it's brand new records mostly, and the other side is like new stuff that the store received, and then there's one little bit on the end that usually has stuff that was played in the store. Sometimes you find stuff in that section, which I did find one thing that hasn't been opened, so it may have, I don't know why it was in that part, but maybe they were intending to play it in the store, just hadn't got to it yet. But anyway, that was at Euclid Records. I wanted to show you guys their bag. It's a hot pink kind of bag. We Buy Records, Euclid Records, 19 North Gore Avenue, St. Louis, Missouri. That's not the one I went to. Let's skip that. We went 3301 Charter Street, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70117. Phone number is 504-947-4348. www.euclidnola.com. And then if you're in St. Louis, you can try that store. I've never been to the St. Louis store, but I love these bags because I end up using them, a couple times before I throw them out. And usually when I throw them out, they're full of real trash. So, I try to recycle them a little bit. And I just figured I'd show you guys. And they're big, record-sized bags. If anybody wants one of these, you can contact me and maybe I can send you one. But I don't. This is the only one I have right now. So I usually have a couple, but I haven't been there too much lately. So I was looking through their new bins of new received stuff, and I got a couple of things that are high level wants. You know, I'm not going to say grail because that's what everybody says, but two records that were in that range of I hope I can get these one day. They're not original pressings. Both of them I saw recently to be repressed, and they were coming out. I didn't know they were both out yet, but I was like, it's a bad time. I'm gonna have to pass on these for now, and I'll try to come back later and get them. But I didn't think I was gonna get them, and then I ended up getting both of them on the one trip to the store. So I found two things first before I got to those. While looking through the used new stuff, and the first one was one. I got this goal in my life to get albums by this band for less than $10, and this is my second one on vinyl. I have a bunch of their stuff on CD, maybe 12 albums on CD, but I've only got 2 on records so far. But it is Midnight Oil's Red Sails in the Sunset. Got it for $7.99. This is a promo, gold stamp promo copy as well. Cool back cover. I don't know if it had any kind of inner stuff. We've got the inner sleeve. The vinyl looked good. Black vinyl, but one, this is not one of their bigger ones for me anyway. But I know it's a popular one, and it's one that I have it on CD, but I think something's wrong with my CD if I remember correctly. Like something wasn't working right with it, but I had it on MP3s as well, so it didn't really matter as far as CDs go. But that's a good one. It's one of my one of those bands that's like in my top bands, but not one of those bands that people only know like one song by, which is Beds Are Burning, and one that I hold much higher regard for. Anyway, the next one I found in that pile, which I was surprised at the price, so I grabbed it, and it's Meat Puppets, Dusty Notes. I haven't heard this one before. I haven't even seen this one before, but it was $14.99, and it looks brand new. So somebody probably bought it and returned it, and I think that could be because Meat Puppets used to be this like alternative rock band, and before that they were kind of punk, and now they're kind of country-fied, alternative country-fied, I guess, kind of band. And so I haven't heard it, but I've heard a lot of people say that their newer stuff is good, and so I've been wanting to check it out. Interesting little labels. So I was glad to see that for $14.99. And like I said, I had $80 credit, so I'm only at $21 right now, or $22, something like that. So I go to getting towards the end of the section. I might have gone over to the new. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where one of these came from now that I'm thinking about it. But the next one, you know what? This one came from the new stuff, and it's not sealed because I don't think it comes sealed. But it's one that I wanted. Because they re-released it, and they re-released it with the original cover, the unedited cover. And not to be like pervy or whatever, but come on, guys. Great White, Hooked. Great White is a band that they kind of got put in with the glam metal stuff. This one was $31.99, by the way. They got put in with the glam metal stuff, but they were really kind of a bluesy hard rock band. It says Great White Hooked features Call It Rock and Roll, Desert Moon, Afterglow on sea blue vinyl. There is a black version of this. I didn't realize this was the blue one until I left and I went to get something to eat, and I pulled it out of the bag while I was sitting in this restaurant, and I looked at it. I didn't even read that, and I just pulled it out and it was blue. So I was like, okay, that's cool. But not a gatefold. But we've got lyrics on one side of the thing and a band photo. These guys always seemed older too. So like, I don't know how old they were here, but it felt like these guys were like 40s, early 40s. And everybody else that was the glam metal bands and stuff were all like 20s, you know, maybe 30. So these guys always seemed a little older, and maybe they were. But I had the original CD, which is the edited version, which was that. But this one came with the long box thing that CDs used to come into, and I wish I would still have all those, but I threw them away one day. I remember doing it. This one had a lot more pictures in it and stuff on the CD. That they had that same photo there though, and the lyrics and stuff. So Great White had a bunch of albums. I haven't heard any. I've only heard 3 albums by them. I do have some MP3s of some of the later stuff. Just never listened to it. But the Once Bitten, Twice Shy, and Hooked were the 3 that I own. I've tried to get the first 2. One's called Great White, and the other one is like Lightning Strikes or something like that. It's got a lightning bolt on it. I know that. But I got outbid on them every time I've tried to get those 2. So I don't really know much besides the 3 albums that I have. But those 3 albums I think are great. This one kind of didn't get a lot of popularity, radio play, whatever behind it. You know, because it was kind of late in the game. I think this one came out in probably close to 1990, 91 actually. So yeah, it was kind of over for most of those bands at that point. But Call It Rock and Roll, The Love in Kind, Heartbreaker, Congo Square, South Bay Cities. I love South Bay Cities. Afterglow. It's a really solid album, I think, and I'm glad that came out. The next one was in that stack that was like the played in the store. And I don't know what color vinyl this is. It's still sealed. This is the one that I really, really wanted. To me, it's alternative rock classic, kind of heavy alternative rock. It's the first 4 songs just blow everything out the water, man. Not everything, but you know, just amazing. And then the rest of it's good. You know, maybe even great, but those first 4 songs just tear it up for me. And that is Hum, You'd Prefer an Astronaut. Always loved this simple cover. Got this random zebra here. We got the time, 45 minutes and 53 seconds. I have the CD of this. I have probably all their albums in some format. I've got the one after this that came out much later on vinyl. I have several of the this one, and I think one or 2 other ones on CD. And some stuff on MP3s as well. So it's sealed. This could either be black vinyl or green, and I don't know which one it is because it doesn't say. I scanned this barcode and it brought me to both versions. So we're gonna find out. This one came out in the 90s, 1995, and it says 2023 as the reissue date on this, but I'm pretty sure that this just recently came out on the reissue. So I'm not sure about the date on that, unless this was put out in 2023 and I missed it. But we'll see about that. So we're gonna pop it open. Oh, this one was $38.99. So there, my money was getting short now. My $80. I don't know what we said. 8. That's 38. So we're about 71. Maybe more than that. Maybe he gave me more than $80 because I don't know. I don't have a receipt, so I don't know. But because I still got a couple other things, not expensive things. This is the last expensive one. So we got that. We've got this cool photo on the inside here of them driving in a car. And I don't know what we got inside, but we've got green vinyl. green vinyl on in polyline sleeve and everything, plastic coated. We got translucent green vinyl. Nice. That's what I preferred because it goes with it. We got these cool labels. Is that a person? Yeah, that's a lady. I'm gonna be going crazy for this tomorrow, guys. Just let y'all know. I'm gonna put this on. Gonna be good. Gonna be good. This is their best album by far. Like, the others are good, but they're in some cases I think they're a little hard to listen to, for the average listener. I think, they take a little getting used to, but this album, it's good, guys. I really love this album. I'm glad I have it. And the first songs are Little Dipper, The Pod, Stars, Suicide Machine. Stars, I know has been on the radio. I hear it still to this day every once in a while. And The Pod, I believe, may have been on the radio too. Suicide Machine, I've heard it, but it's always been like on those, somebody like doing a radio show kind of thing where they play alternative music or metal music or whatever. One of those kind of things. I've heard it on that kind of thing before, but we don't have a lot of that stuff anymore. The only thing we have that I know of anyway that comes on is the D. Snyder's Hair Nation or whatever it is. I think it comes on Saturdays. I heard a little bit of it last night, and he plays like all the heavy metal stuff from the 80s and early 90s. And I actually heard Great White on it. I think it was last night. The night before, whenever it was. I think it was that one when I heard the Great White song. But very, very good album. Now, the next stuff that's coming up, most of it is stuff I don't really know too much about. But I'm going to show it anyway, as far as what's in it, because some of them's got some interesting stuff going on. So the next three I got in the 3 for $5 bin, and all like new. First one I picked up is the Invisible Band, and it's autographed by 3 people. I don't know their names, but it looks like Thomas, Dion, JB, and something or other. But yeah, autographed. Pretty unique for something that I looked up is only worth like $2. But we've got this little red card thing in here with the lyrics on the other side. I think this is like an indie rock band. Didn't have time to listen to any of it. But we've got this white polyline sleeve. Oh, the record is autographed as well. Double autograph, 3 guys, or maybe possibly girl. See, I didn't see that, so that's a double autograph. Look at that. Brand new record. But maybe they're not good. I don't know. But they're from Texas, from what I can tell. No lyrics or nothing like that. Oh, I did have lyrics. I'm sorry. No anything else. No pictures or anything. 3 guys. Don't know if it says their names anywhere, what their real names are, so I could read them off. No. But give you a little track listening. So I'm not sure what this will be. Hopefully it's good. I love it that it's got two sets of autographs on it now. That's pretty unique because I don't think I have any records that have it like that, where somebody signed the disc and the sleeve. I'm not sure. Maybe one that I can think of, but not sure. This next one came with some stuff in it. Came with a download card. Came with some pictures, and I think there might even be a poster. But I'm gonna cover my thing here on a 3 for $5. This one is called, the band is Errors, and it's Until Your Heart Stops. I believe this is like a hardcore, like punk album. From what I looked up, I didn't listen to it any of this yet, but I believe that's what I looked up. So it comes with stuff. So we got a download card. We've got this little stack of photos that all have little messages on the back. Like, not messages, but I guess explaining what the pictures are. I don't know if you guys can see that. But they all have it, so I'm not going to show all the backs of them. But we've got these kind of weird photos of... That's somebody leaning against the wall. But, you know, and these little triangles are their logo, I guess. It says, "It's a blur." So, interesting kind of... I don't know if all the photos are the same. Like, if somebody else bought the album, would they get the same photos? I don't know. There are numbers on them. Looks like 1 through 9. So, I don't know. I don't know if there's any other sets of things. I believe this album was limited to maybe 500. The other thing is there's this print in there, which is like a... they call that a woodcut kind of thing, maybe. And it's number 10 of 40 by Gavin Zeltman. Errors. Spots. Oh, that's weird because these... whatever. What's the name of this album, guys? Until Your Heart Stops. So... yeah, that says "Until Your Heart Stops," but it's not. It's backwards or something, or upside down, or I don't know. But it definitely doesn't go like this, because then the other stuff is upside down. So this print, limited edition print, came with it. Then we've got an inner sleeve, printed inner sleeve with lyrics, and then that stuff on the other side, and then the vinyl is blue. I think there's only either 200 or 500 of these, if I'm correct. One of these was that. I remember seeing that when I looked it up on Discogs. So, you know, a lot of stuff came with this one for being in the 3 for $5. Let me make sure there's nothing else in there. Nope, nothing else. So again, I believe it's hardcore. But that's all I know about it. And this was packaged on the outside when it was in the store. It had a sleeve on it, but I took it off because it didn't look great. And then I did what I had to do. So actually, I'm going to put it on a new sleeve right now. Okay. The next one that I got also is autographed. I'm trying to talk and do this at the same time. It is another one that I never heard of the band. I think it's indie rock. But I might have never bought it if I had realized the name up front, although I did see the autograph on it, so maybe I would have still gotten it. But I thought the name of the band was Wendigo. Cool name. But the name of the album is actually, the band is actually Penny and Sparrow, and Wendigo is the title of the album. So we got these flowers, we got these two names here. And then the back covers this. This one also came with a poster. This one's got some cool labels on it, by the way. This one came with a poster of these two guys and this tree, kind of, and then the lyrics on this side. Now, I was looking at this because I was trying to figure out who the autographs were, and I believe it's Andy Baxter and Kyle Janke, but there are other people that played on this, but I don't know if they're all consistent on every song or not, but I believe that those two first names are the people that are this band. I'm not sure much else about it. Andy would like to thank somebody, and Kyle would like to thank somebody, and then the band, we would like to thank somebody. So maybe those are the two main guys, and then everybody else was just hired guns or whatever. But I wanted to show the labels. This is black vinyl. It came on a paper sleeve. I'm loving the art on that. Kind of stuff I like to draw when I draw. This is better than what I would draw it though, but really, really nice. Nice kind of stuff. So I don't know. I think it's indie rock. Hopefully it's good. Hopefully all this stuff is good because, you know, 3 for $5, I find some pretty good stuff in there, and usually find brand new stuff. All these are brand new. Like, look, the records look brand new. So they were probably just sitting in the store forever, not being able to be sold, because nobody knew what they were, and people aren't like me that take chances on stuff. I don't know what the original prices were, but I would assume under $20. You know, I don't know if I can see the sticker. Well, this one says $14.99 on this sticker. So it was at, you know, $15, and nobody took a chance on it. And it ended up in the 3 for $5 and autographed, and I took a chance on it. Now I've got an autograph album. So that was that, and then I went over, well, before I went to the 3 for $5s, I went over to the dollar bins, 99¢. They had a lot of stuff in it that I already have. So they had a lot of stuff this time. It was packed, you know, to the, you know, tight. So they must have just filled everything up recently, and so I looked through it, and I found 4. I almost put 2 back because they're kind of scratched up a little bit more than I would want them to be, and then one of them I kept because it's much better than the one I already have, and then the other one I just didn't know what it was, and I figured it might be something I like, and that's the one I'll say first. It's called Skafish. Conversation, excuse me. Lyrics on the back cover. Excuse me, get the hiccups. This is a promo copy. Gold label. I don't know if this has an inner sleeve or not. It just comes with a plastic inner sleeve. Is IRS Records, so it can't be that bad if it's on IRS. They were, you know, known to be pretty good alternative rock label in the 80s, probably in the 90s as well. But if it's ska, I'm probably going to like it. So it says 1983, 82, 83, somewhere in there. So who knows? It might be good. This one's in great condition, the record. That's another reason I bought it. This one I bought because I've been looking for a cleaner copy for a long time, but I'm not going out of my way to get it either. This is a record we had as kids. It is, the cover is kind of beat up, and the record's a bit beat up as well, but it looks better than the one I had from my originals, and it does need to be cleaned, so hopefully it'll play, but I'm looking at it, and I'm not even showing you guys. But it is Rapper's Delight by the Sugar Hill Gang. I always loved this logo thing that they did. They have a lot of these kind of records at Euclid that I see, but they're just songs I don't know. But Rapper's Delight was one of the first rap songs that I ever heard, and one of the earliest rap songs, period, that was on the radio and stuff. This is 1979, Sugar Hill Records. I don't know if that's accurate to the record though. Yeah, the record says 77. So, but it's only got 2 songs. It's got Rapper's Delight, the long version, which is 15 minutes long, and then the short version, which is probably what was played on the radio, is 6 minutes and 39 seconds. So I'm hoping when I clean this up, it plays good. The one we got when I was a kid that I have, it's super scratchy. I mean, this looks bad too. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it. I mean, it looks pretty scratched up, but not. But if the one I showed of my original, I don't know if you guys can really see. You can see the dirt, but I don't know if you can see the scratches. But it's so like super scratchy. So I don't know. But I wasn't gonna leave it because, like I said, it's a better looking version than my original that I had. I mean, this is original too, but hopefully that was a great song. If all rap was like that, I'd probably love it. And I got 2 more. The last 2 are the ones that I was going to put back because they've got some scratches that I don't know if they're going to come out, you know. But I wanted this one because this is the one that's got the hit song. This is Robert Plant's Now and Zen. This has Tall Cool One on it. I don't know who was in his band here. you know, is afterlives. It doesn't have the inner sleeve or anything, but it's filthy dirty. But I see some scratches on it. I don't know if you guys can see it. Try to get the right angle, but see that stuff right there? I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's coming off or not. This side's got the same kind of stuff, white stuff in the grooves. I probably have to pick that out with a toothpick. There's some kind of rough stuff here. So I don't know if this is going to play or not. With my luck, it'll play perfectly, because that's how it is. When records look like they're just disasters, they play fine. And then when they don't look like they're that bad, that's when they skip and all this other junk. And the last thing I got that I was going to put away, but I decided to keep it because the cover is in pretty good shape. And I don't have an original of this. I do have a modern pressing, you know, Walmart version or whatever. But Let It Be by the Beatles. Great album. Gatefold, of course. But the record itself is a bit rough. Again, it may play fine. It says either GEW or BEW. Somebody stuck a sticker on that. Red Apple label. It's got a whole lot of like hairline scratches. I can't feel them very much. A little, maybe this one right here. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's one thing I don't like about showing stuff on here. You can't really see the scratches that I'm talking about. But it'll probably play okay. I mean, I've got worse Beatles records for sure, but I just wanted it because it has a decent cover. I can get that sticker off at any point, you know, pretty easily over Paul's hair. At least it ain't over his face. And then, you know, just to have, you know, I've got most of the Beatles stuff as reissues, and I have a good bit of them now as originals, even though they're almost none of them are in great shape. So that's it for this episode. Wait a minute. I got an extra bag here. Took something out. Yeah, I have a couple more episodes to go, to do. I mean, let's see what it is. But I'm not doing them tonight. But I have the collection that I got from a friend. I have some stuff that I picked up from I think VC Vinyl. I got a couple things. I got something from the distributor I had mentioned once before. I've got a few things, not a lot of stuff. I think I got something from Amazon maybe. Not much. There's maybe like 8 or 10 things total between all of them. I got some stuff from the thrift store the other day, which I have right here in my hand. I'm not going to show it to you, but it's 4 records. One of them I already had, but I bought a second copy because I think it might be better than the one I already had. And that is all I'm going to say for this episode. I will talk to you guys later. I kept it almost under 30 minutes. Talk to you later. Bye.